Cars heading out on to track. So let's have a look then how the Scottish Fiesta ST Championship, supported by Reese Motorsport Insurance, Yokohama Tyres and Wheels Around, is going to go for race number 2. Pole position then for Stephen Gray for the second race of the day, ahead of David Colville. Mark Dixon alongside Liam Gill on row 2. Brodie Orr is going to be looking to get himself back up into the podium position alongside Ian Blackley. Position 7 for Russell Morgan alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Peter Cruikshank. Kieran Preedy feels the need for Preed on row 5 alongside Stephen Ward. It's then Gerald Henry alongside Alan Ward on row 6. Lucy Hales-Maver in row 7 alongside Ben Kreener making his debut this weekend in the SMRC. And then it's Stuart Murray in 15th position at the back of the grid. So the cars making their way around. As soon as we get them onto the grid, we'll head to Andy Elson, who can have a little bit of a chat.
Absolutely not long to go until the second race here in the Fiestas. Of course, it's Stephen Gray leading the way alongside Dave Colville. Cars just making their way up the track now, and there is our pole man for the second race. It is Stephen Gray in car number 24, who will be looking to get a clean getaway and try and make it 2 for 2 here in this championship. Let's have a quick chat with Stephen Gray. Stephen, what's the game plan going into turn 1 here?
To still be in P1 at the end of turn 1. It's going to be close again, I think, this race. I'm going to have to hold on tight, I think.
Yeah, and is there, you know, how important is that defensive side of the game? You know, particularly going into Duffus, particularly going into the hairpin as well. Drivers looking to try and make a move there.
Yeah, hugely important, because I think Dave will have a bit more speed than me this race again. So I think I'll be defending for most of it, to be honest, if I can stay in the lead.
Yeah. All right. Have a great race. Thanks for speaking to us.
Cheers.
That's Stephen Gray there, starting this one from pole position alongside the 52 car of Dave Colville. We'll hand over to Dave Christie in the commentary box to get us underway.
A huge thank you then to Andy Alston on the grids, and doing a fine job on there as always. The cars lined up, poised, ready to go. The 1 minute board flies. And we are ready to go then with the third to last race here at Knockhill. We hope you've had a fantastic afternoon. We've certainly enjoyed all of the thrills and spills, and I tell you what, if this is how the 2022 season is going to be going for SMRC, my goodness me, we are in for a stellar year. What a year to be live streaming as well. 5 second board goes out, the lights are about to come on the gantry, and the ST 150s are about to roar into life here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. Lights are on, the drivers hold their breath, and we go racing then for the second time with the STs. And that's a great start then for Stephen Gray round the outside. You can see at the third row, that looks like Brodie Orr trying to make a move as well. The 24 of Stephen Gray leads them round then as we go down into Duffus, dip down into McIntyre's for the first time asking. Look at the gap that Stephen Gray has got, and look at that in the background as well. That is Liam McGill. He's punching well above his weight here. He was licking his chops to get involved in this early on in race 1, and he is absolutely thrilled to be back in the thick of it in race number 2, and he's up into third position already. Great move to get that done there, and up into fourth then is the 31 of Brodie Orr. So that means then that that looks like it's Mark Dixon who is going to be sent backwards if that is the case. So we'll have a look there up the inside. That's a little look late on the brakes then for Liam McGill. He sends it in. Does he get the move done? He's on the inside there, and he does. Second place for Liam McGill, and that is awesome stuff. He properly sent that car from quite a far way away there. Gets that second position. Brodie Orr is having a little look up the inside there of Mark Dixon as well there. So the number 69 car into that third place there. and Liam McGill up into second there. So you see Brodior starting to try and dance about in the mirrors of Mark Dixon up in front there. And yeah, an enthralling start to the race. But meanwhile, Stephen Gray's just been absolutely left to run riot now. That's about a second of a gap that he's got up in the lead of this race. Have a look at Liam McGill though. Did not expect to see him up into second at such an early stage of the race here. And quite honestly, he's got a lot of pace in that car. And there we go. So out of the hairpin for the second time of asking. It's going to be 10 laps left to go here, as you see the number 62, sorry, the 52 of Dave Colville trying to make a recovery drive here, trying to get that position back from Brodior. They're going to be side by side coming in, and there we go. Dave Colville just fires it up the inside there. No fight back there from Brodior, and to be honest, it's a bit of intelligent driving from Brodie, because he can use the toe of the car in front to drag him up and through the order there, as a poor innocent floppy marker gets thrown to the wayside there by Liam McGill, and maybe that explains as to why he's done the fastest lap of the race there. 61.622 for that car in second place. He is hunting that race leader of Stephen Gray right now, and pushing really, really hard. Meanwhile, further back there, you've got the likes of Russell Morgan, Kieran Preedy, Peter Cruikshank, and that is a move up the inside from the 37 of Russell Morgan. It makes it happen. The 61 wants to have a look as well, and that means that 61 of Peter Cruikshank showing Kieran Preedy exactly how it's done, but he has to back out and ends up leaving himself vulnerable to the 66 there. So here we go then, 9 laps left to go in this race then, and you can see Ian Blackley there having to defend from the 37, and 37 of Russell Morgan just sends it in, gets it done, and these ST150s are not afraid of taking liberties, as another poor floppy marker at the chicane left to ruin. And I think track limits are a mere suggestion to these ST150s, as you see a big puff of gravel smoke as the leaders get through. Stephen Gray, Liam McGill and Mark Dixon then heading their way around for the third time of asking. They're already away to start another lap. Mark Dixon, your current fastest driver, ahead of Dave Colville right now, and this is closing up very, very nicely indeed. 0.2 of a second between Liam McGill and Stephen Gray. McGill is in such a difficult position, because look at Mark Dixon absolutely charging up through the order here, and also bringing Dave Colville into the mix as well. Down into McIntyre's then, and Liam McGill still trying to catch on to the back then of Stephen Gray, and Colville wants to get back up to fight his buddy Stephen Gray right now. That's what's going to be happening here. Again, the car's coming through Clark Corner here a little bit more tidy than it was last time round. Now, what is going to happen here? Is Mark Dixon going to get enough of a run on Liam McGill? Is he going to look to the inside here? He is, but he thinks better of it, and McGill forced to brake a little bit later here. The 4 cars make their way out of the final hairpin then. Stephen Gray leads from Liam McGill, leads from Mark Dixon, leads from Dave Colville, but it's almost 2 by 2 coming down into the first corner, and that's going to be round the outside. There's going to be a little bit of rubbing there, and that's on the inside for Dave Colville. He thinks about going on the inside there, but can't quite make it happen. He does that time round though. That's up to 3rd position for Dave Colville, and that means that he's going to be hunting down now Liam McGill. So Mark Dixon dumped down out of the podium unceremoniously with only 7 laps left to go. Colville now chasing down your leading 2 drivers. Stephen Gray in the lead ahead of Liam McGill, and this is like a 3D chess match. So many moving pieces happening and unfolding in front of our very eyes with the Scottish Fiesta ST Championship, supported by Reese Motorsport Insurance, Yokohama Tyres and Wheels Around. And I tell you what, they're certainly getting their money's worth today, as deep goes Dave Colville, and that is going to compromise his exit, but somehow he absolutely lights it up out of the corner there in the number 52, despite going deep. Gets the corner. Now that is the number 38, and that's Ben Kriener. And that is a very curious position for that car to be dumped by. That is down by the tri-oval. And yeah, that's a very unusual place for that car to be left off the track. I wonder if that is Ben's attempt to try and keep the car out of harm's way there. Meanwhile, the number 24, Stephen Gray, then has that car of Liam McGill chasing him down, hunting him down here, and there's a big gap there. And Dave, oh my goodness me, that's Dave Colville pulling to the inside. That looks like it's going to be a transmission issue for that car. You can see the smoke piling out underneath. He's blown something on the engine. He pulls off, and I think he knows that there's some sort of fluid coming off of that car. Pulls straight to a marshal's post. And there we go then. So back further down the order then. This is Stephen Ward, and again we're not really had a look too far down the order here. But this is Stephen Ward trying to chase down Ian Blackley. That was a battle for 6th and 7th position. Back to our race leaders though, Stephen Gray with just 5 laps left to go in the 24. 7/10 of a second ahead of Liam McGill here. And I think that gap's coming down by about 1 to 2/10 of a second. We've got flashing yellow flags here, obviously for that car that's pulled off on the exit of Clark Corner there. You can see Mark Dixon still trying to hold on. That moves Brodiano up into 4th position and Russell Morgan into 5th. But there's that battle between the number 333 of Ian Blackley and Stephen Ward. They're still fighting out tooth and nail, just 1/10 of a second. And yeah, awesome stuff, and that is a big lock up at the brakes there for the number 55 of Stephen Ward there. I'm surprised he's got any brakes left there. You saw the car jinking to the left, having to try and slow down there, and eventually getting that car pulled right round. That has cost him a bucket load of time, and that now throws him into the clutches of Mr. Experience himself, number 61, Peter Cruikshank, who is trying to make this work here. So unbelievable scenes there as somehow that number 55 gets the car stopped down in time. And wow, awesome stuff here. 4 laps left to go in the race then for the ST150s. What a race we have had. Stephen Gray still out now by 0.8 of a second. Liam McGill trying his best to hold on and catch up to this, but in all honesty, it looks like Stephen Gray has the measure of this car behind him. But that is a good exit out the final hairpin then, and it's going to be 3 laps left to go as we cross the line here just now. My concern is actually with Mark Dixon, that 69 car that's down in 3rd position, because he's now just 1.5 seconds behind Liam McGill as they come down towards Duffus Dip yet again. So the pace that Dixon has, he is a 10th faster than your race leader, but he's also, you know, half a 10th faster than Liam McGill up in front. So Mark Dixon has the pace to catch them up here, but does he have enough pace to get past them? That is the $1 million question here. On the exit of Clark then, and again it's a very cool, calm, collected performance from Stephen Gray. He's just been firing in the lap times, doing everything that he possibly can do. Takes that gap to over a second, and the number 62, I fear, is getting fed backwards into the clutches of Mark Dixon. But we're going to have 2 laps left to go in this Scottish Fiesta ST Championship race. We'll give you an update on the challenge as well. Well, first off, Aaron Ward is our guest, so by default he is our leading guest. But with the ST Challenge, it's Stuart Murray, Kieran Preedy and Ben Creener, and that would mean then that it's going to be Kieran Preedy who takes the lead of the ST Challenge, because he's down in 10th position just now. Ben Creener in 14th and Stuart Murray down in 15th as well. But here is your race leader, Stephen Gray, then coming out of the chicane down towards Clark's Corner then, and he'll be starting his final lap in just a couple of seconds time. It could be that this is how the race is going to finish here. And if it is, I think that both Stephen Gray, Liam McGill and Mark Dixon will be over the moon. They will be very, very happy to take these positions. But you get the feeling just from the pace that Mark Dixon has. He has got something. That's a poor exit out the corner from Liam McGill. You saw just that left rear into the gravel. And there comes Mark Dixon. He smells blood in the waters. The last lap board is out. That allows Stephen Gray to rocket off into the sunshine to hopefully, you would say, win this final ST race of the afternoon here. But it's all about Liam McGill and Mark Dixon as they head down into McIntyre's. That gap now is about a shoelace. That's about all that there is split between these two, and you've got to get a feeling that it's going to be a send, possibly in the Clarks, possibly into this final corner here. He's a little bit too far back, is Mark Dixon right now, but a race leader, well, he's making it as difficult as he can because he puts that rear wheel over the curb at Clarks. It unsettles the car a little bit here. Is Mark Dixon too far back? We'll keep an eye on that one. I think it is. I think it's done and it's dusted. Around the final corner comes Stephen Gray. It's been an exemplary performance with everything going to hell in a handbasket around him. Stephen Gray wins the second race for the Scottish Fiesta ST Championship. Liam McGill in second, Mark Dixon in third place. Your leading challenge car is going to be Kieran Preedy down in P10. Fourth place, Broadyard, great result for him. Russell Morgan gets fifth, Ian Blackley in sixth, Stephen Ward in seventh, Gerald Henry in eighth position, Peter Cruikshank in ninth, and then, as we said, Kieran Preedy in 10th, Aaron Ward in 11th place, Lucy Hales-Maver in 12th, Dave Colville in 13th position, Ben Kriener finishing down on power and down in 14th position, and Stuart Murray not taking the start of that race. So there we go, great win there for Stephen Gray. Second place for Liam McGill, third place for Mark Dixon, and the cars making their way round to pit lane and to the holding area. Again, Andy Alston will be out there standing by the podium ready to chat to our race drivers, but yeah, brilliant stuff to see. Stephen Gray, of course, our reigning 2021 champion, and great to see that the challenge class winner of Mark Dixon still out there as well and getting that hard-fought third place. But the cars exiting the hairpin now, making their way off into pit lane, and some big smiles and big happy faces as the cars make their way up into the pit lane. So they'll be heading round, and we'll have Andy Alston in a couple of seconds to chat to our top three and our ST Challenge winner as well. But the car's heading way round then, and it's over to Andy Alston to have a chat with Stephen Gray, Liam McGill, Mark Dixon, and our leading ST Challenge car, Kieran Preedy.
Absolutely, Dave. Some great action once more in the Fiesta as the front three make their way towards the podium, led by that man there, Stephen Gray, car number 24, with a fabulous victory in race number 2. Liam McGill, car 62, brings that green car home in second place, with Mark Dixon rounding out the final step of the podium. But let's grab a quick chat with Stephen Gray, get his thoughts on how that race unfolded, and it's been a very strong performance overall from the number 24 car. And Stephen, great weekend overall for you, really. You must be absolutely delighted with how things have gone.
Really happy, really happy. I couldn't have started the season any better, to be honest. I'm not quite sure what happened to Dave there. I think he got a bit of a slow start, and it looked like he's actually stopped at the side of the track there. So I was expecting a really close battle. Like I said at the start of the race, I expected a really close battle with him, so shame he couldn't be in there, but it looks like a great drive from Liam as well. He's got come up for quite a few places back actually, so yeah, over the moon, 2 wins, great way to start the season.
Absolutely great drive, thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you, no worries, cheers.
Stephen Gray there. Let's get a quick chat with second place driver Liam McGill. Liam, rounding off the weekend with a podium, you'll be happy with that. Good scrap between you and Mark Dixon for second place.
Aye, it was. I seen him in the mirror and he was coming fast, but no, it was good. It was good. I'm kind of glad I got second there. I didn't think I would be anywhere near that kind of position at the start of the day. I qualified 6th, so it kind of knocked the heart out of me a wee bit, but well, we're making steps forward with the car and we'll slowly get there. Yeah.
So it's the approach going into the next round then, because you can take that confidence with you if this second place finish into, you know, the next event.
I think we need to take a look at the car. I think the problem is the straight line speed. It's just terrible. So you can do it at a half decent time, but the problem is when you're trying to race people, you know, coming out the corner, they get the legs on you and you can't get them. So the only time I've really got an opportunity passing people seems to be at the start, and then after that it's kind of, you know, I'm in my own race a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks for speaking to us, Liam. Great drive.
Thank you.
Liam McGill there. Let's get a wee quick chat with this man here, Kieran Preedy, in the number 21 car. Kieran must be really happy with how the weekend's gone overall, and looking very, very quick in that car into the bargain.
2 wins in the class anyway, so can't ask for more for that. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, car's going well as well. Had a couple of, I think the exhaust fell off in practice yesterday, but it seems to have held on now, so.
Must have been a bit nervy.
Yeah, it was a bit. Big bangs.
Absolutely. And just talk to us a little bit about your approach to this season. What's the expectations for you? What are you kind of hoping to achieve?
Just as many podiums as I can get, really. Yeah, nothing else. Yeah, that's my approach. Yeah.
Absolutely. You'll be can't go wrong if you do that.
Nah, yeah, get ahead of the other guys. That's it.
Absolutely. Thanks for talking to us, Kieran. Best of luck. Cheers. Kieran Preedy there in the number 21 car. A wee quick chat with Mr Dixon as well, rounding out the podium in race number 2, and great drive between you and Liam McGill as well. Very entertaining scraps.
Me and McGill are quite good pals, so always give each other a bit of space when possible anyway. Want to finish races both of us, so keep each other's way.
You happy with the weekend overall?
Aye, brilliant. First time out my car, so it's a new car I bought for last season, so aye, really happy.
So how does it feel in comparison to the old one?
Well, that's a cup car, the other one's a challenge car. That's unbelievable now. So that's what's holding me back, so now only way is up.
So a bit more power under the right foot then as well?
Aye. Definitely.
Always helps. Great stuff. Thanks for speaking to us.